All right, so a pleasant afternoon, even though we're having this kind of weather to each and everyone, and welcome to our class. So, for our second lesson, we're going to talk about the legal basis for the study of gender and society. Okay, so for our learning objectives, by the end of this session, you should be able to first identify the constitutional and statutory provisions that establish the legal basis for gender equality in the Philippines. Second, explain the key provisions of the Magna Carta of Women or the RA 9710 or the Anti-VOWC Act, which is the RA 9262, and the Safe Space Act or the RA 11313. Third, I want you to analyze how these laws intersect with the practice of psychology, particularly in clinical, community, and organizational settings. And fourth one, I want you to apply legal concepts to real world scenarios through case analysis and discussion. So, umpisahan po natin ang ating diskusyon with regards to the legal architecture of gender equality in the Philippines. So, you could base on our lecture, okay? So, let's talk about first the constitutional foundation. So, before we dive into specific laws, we must understand the supreme law of the land. Ano po ba iyon? The 1987 Philippine Constitution. Ito po yung basihan ng mga batas na ipinapatupad dito sa ating bansa. It provides the foundational mandate for all gender-related legislation. So kahit ano pa pong kasarian o sexualidad, nakabase po yun dito sa 1987 Philippine Constitution. Ngunit may ilang mga batas na gustong maisapasa para talagang lahat ng kasarian ay mako-cover up na po. So, what are the key provisions here? Una sa lahat, Article 2, Section 11, which states that the state values the dignity of every human person and guarantees full respect for human rights. This establishes the inherent dignity of all person as a state policy. So, bawat isa po sa atin, ano man ang ating sexualidad o kasarian, ay nanga, nangangailangan or expecting a fair respect in order for us to value the dignity of each and every one. Pangalawa po, Article 2, Section 14, the state recognizes the role of women in nation building and shall ensure the fundamental equality before the law of women and men. This is the cornerstone constitutional provision on gender equality. It does not merely state that women and men are equal. Hindi naman po binabanggit. It imposes a duty on the state actively ensures that equality. So, kinakailangan. Hindi naman po, aminin man po natin o hindi, hindi talaga pantay ang babae at lalaki. Ngunit sa batas at sa pagiging tao, kinakailangan na maging pantay-pantay po ang babae, lalaki, o anumang kasarian. At pangatlo, Article 3, Section 1, Bill of Rights. No person shall be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of law, nor shall any person be denied the equal protection of the laws. The Equal Protection Clause guarantees that all persons, regardless of gender, are entitled to same legal protection. So, kinakailangan nga po, di ba, pantay-pantay ang lahat. Pantay na pagtingin sa buhay ng bawat isa, kalayaan, pagmamay-ari na naaayon sa batas at walang tao ang hindi dapat magkaroon ng proteksyon. Okay? Sa anumang aspeto ng buhay. Now, sa tingin po ninyo, why is it significant that the Constitution specifically mentions the role of women in nation building rather than using gender-neutral language? Ano po sa tingin nyo bakit binanggit yung role of women? Sa tingin ko naman po, para ibigay ang aking opinyon ay dahil nga sa nangyayaring mas lamang pa rin ang kalalakihan sa aspeto ng pagkakaroon ng mga oportunidad. Yes, we all know that each and everyone right now are equal, but still, if we're gonna be looking at the bigger picture, it is a male-dominated society pa rin. We could not still move away from that kind of stereotyping. That is why it is indicated that the role of women in nation building. So they play a big role and they are part of that. Second, what does this tell us about the historical context and intent of the framers? Ano po sa tingin ninyo? Well, my perspective here is that kasi nga before ay talagang walang boses ang kababaihan. They are just set to stay at home, do household chores, take care of the kids, and that's it. Where in fact right now, they play a great role as if sila na talaga ngayon ang isa sa mga kinakailangan ng bansa natin para tayo ay maging mas established o mas maging palaban sa sitwasyon nangyayari ngayon. Kasi kung ating titingnan ang nangyayari sa atin, 'di ba? Women can think lots of how do I say that? Lots of reasons in order for us to, makalusot sa isang bagay wherein ang men firm but sometimes the decision are not that strong. 'Di ba? I would say that kasi nga talagang mas mahaba ang pasensya. Mas mahaba ang kaalaman ng babae when it comes to those matters, 'di ba nga po? Kaya ipinaparating dito na old time's sake, gano'n na nga nangyayari, in this new era, one must have a proper, uh, how do I say this one? Tamang pagtingin or equal rights that should be given to women. Okay? Now, puntahan naman po natin ang Magna Carta of Women, Republic Act number 9710. If the Constitution is the foundation, the Magna Carta of Women or the MCW is the comprehensive structure built upon it. It was enacted on August 14, 2009. RA 9710 is a comprehensive women's human rights law that seeks to eliminate discrimination through the recognition, protection, fulfillment, and promotion of the rights of Filipino women, especially those belonging to the marginalized sectors of the society. It is the Philippines' local translation of the Convention on the Elimination of All Forms of Discrimination Against Women or CEDAW. So, noong 2009, nabigyan na po ng batas na pumoprotekta, nagre-recognize, at nagfulfill at nagpo-promote ng karapatan ng isang Pilipina. At tulad po nga ito dun sa CEDAW na pangbuong mundo na batas para sa kababaihan. So ano po ba ang sumasailalim dito? Una, the Declaration of Policy or the Section 2, the state affirms the role of women in nation building and ensures the substantive equality of women and men. The state condemns discrimination against women in its all forms, whether it's physical, verbal, emotional, etc., etc., and pursues the policy of eliminating discrimination in keeping with CEDAW. And the state affirms women's right as human rights. So, karapatang pantao na po talaga ang women's right and shall protect, fulfill, and promote all human rights of women, especially the marginalized women. Yung mga kababaihan na nasa sektor na talagang hindi sila makalaban, hindi nila maiboses ang kanilang mga hinaing. Pangalawa, definition of discrimination against women or the Section 4. Sabi, the MCW defines discrimination broadly to include any gender-based distinction, exclusion, or restriction that impairs women's enjoyment of human rights. Any act or omission that directly or indirectly excludes or restricts women in the recognition and promotion of their rights. A measure of general application that fails to provide mechanism to offset gender-based disadvantages, And for discrimination compounded by or intersecting with other grounds such as ethnicity, age, poverty, or religion. So, malawak po ang definition kapag sinabing discrimination against women. Okay? And then the third, rights of women guaranteed na nakapaloob po sa section 5 to 24. Sabi, the law guarantees a wide range of rights. Kasama dito yung protection from all forms of violence, including those committed by the state o nung bansang kanilang kinabibilangan. Equal access to education, scholarships, and training. Non-discrimination in employment, kagaya sa militar, sa pulis, at sa anumang katulad na serbisyo. Equal participation in sports and all aspect of national development. And the special leave benefits for women. At ang pang-apat naman po, right of the marginalized sectors under Section 11. The law specifically recognizes and protects the rights of women in marginalized sectors, including but not limited to women in rural areas, indigenous women, women with disabilities, elderly women, and women in conflict-affected areas. So ang mga binabanggit pong marginalized na kababaihan dito ay yung mga nasa rural area, mga indigenous o yung mga katutubo nating kababayan, those with have disabilities, ang mga matatanda, at yung mga nasa conflict-affected areas, kagaya nung nangyari po sa Mindanao. At ang panglima naman pong tinatalakay dito ay ang the GAD budget mandate under Section 36. So a cornerstone po ng Magna Carta for Women is the Section 36A na nagmamandato that all government agencies, including the local government units or the LGU, to allocate at least 5% of their annual budgets for gender and development or GAD programs and activities upang makasigurado na ang gender mainstreaming ay hindi lang policy, kundi nabibigyan ng funds at nagiging institutionalized practice o in our literal term na isasabuhay po. Okay? So, ano nga ba ang connect nito sa inyo bilang isang psychology student? As a future psychologist, understanding the MCW is crucial. When you encounter a female client who has experienced discrimination, you're not just dealing with a personal problem. Hindi lang yung problema nila eh. You are dealing with a violation of a legally protected rights. You're talking to a specific person and the issue is in a bigger picture. So your role may involve not only therapy, but also advocacy, referral to legal service, and understanding the systematic inequalities that the law seeks to address. Sumunod naman po ang other key gender-related laws. Ano po yung ibang mga batas na patungkol pa rin sa gender? Una po, the Anti-Violence Against Women and Their Children Act or RA number 9262 noong 2004. So the purpose of this is to address the prevalence of violence against women and their children or the VAUC by their intimate partners. And when we say intimate partners, yung kasama po nila. Hindi yung dating kasama, ha? Kasi baka mapasama pa rin yung previous one, nagkaroon ng issue, pero hindi na po kinakasama. That is not an intimate partner. Okay? Sabi dito, including husbands. Former husbands, and the only time that you would consider it as a husband is when you are married. Okay? Malinaw po iyon. Or persons within whom the woman had or has sexual or dating relationship. At uulitin ko po, relationship. If they are already past the relationship, I believe that it would not be under the VAUSI na. Okay, it will be a different case. Understood? Now, ano ba po yung definition ng violence? Sinasabi dito ang iba't ibang uri ng violence. These are some of the common ones like physical violence, acts that cause bodily or physical harm. Sexual violence, acts that are sexual in nature, including rape, sexual harassment, and the acts of lasciviousness or yung pangmamanyak po. Psychological violence, acts causing mental or emotional suffering. Yung pag-i-intimidate, panghaharas, pag-i-stalk, public ridicule, and repeated verbal abuse. So kahit po iniisto kayo, you could still file for this one. Okay? And economic abuse kasama rin po dito. Acts that deprive the woman of economic resource or the means to support herself and her children. Okay? So, under protective measures, the law provides the issuance of protection orders, kagaya po yung Barangay Protection Order or BPO, Temporary Protection Order or the TPO, and Permanent Protection Order to safeguard victims from further abuse. Okay? Psychology connection. Anong connection po ba nito, sir? Psychologists are often the first point of contact for VAUSI survivors. Understanding this law helps you recognize the signs of abuse, provide appropriate trauma-informed care, and guide clients toward legal remedies. But keep in mind guys, okay, minsan kasi ginagamit na panakot po ito para dun sa mga aspeto na kasi akala nila porket female, they are always the one who's being protected. Guys, looking at the bigger picture, there are few females who are just using this as an advantage. Few. When I say few, mangilan-ngilan. Okay? But mostly ay pro-vowsy o tama naman yung pagkakaso nila. Yung iba, akala lang agad vowsy, ikakaso na. Okay? But they haven't fully understood this one. Okay? At wag din masyadong maging take advantage ng mga babae ito. Kasi minsan, sumasala din po tayo sa paggamit ng mga laws kagaya po nito. Sumunod naman po, pangalawa ang the Safe Space Act, Republic Act number 11313 noong 2019 o tinatawag na Bawal Bastos Law. This law addresses gender-based sexual harassment sa public space, workplace, educational institutions, at maging sa online spaces. And we say online spaces, social media, comments, videos. This law significantly expanded protection by covering acts committed not only by persons in authority, but also by peers, colleagues, and strangers in publics. So kapag hindi mo na-feel ang tawag sa'yo, or dili kaya hindi maganda ang mga komento, you could file for this one. Okay? Ano po ba yung kasama dito? Catcalling, wolf whistling or paninipol, sexist, misogynistic, homophobic, and transphobic remarks, persistent uninvited comments on appearance, public masturbation, groping, and lewd gestures, stalking, and intrusive gazing. So kasama na rin po rito yung mga komentong hindi magaganda. Alam niyo po iyon na talagang gender personal ang nade-deprive na sa tao. Ano ang penalty? Vary according to the act committed and range from fines to imprisonment. So maaaring magmulta at ikulong din po. Anong konekta po nito para sa amin, sir? This law validates the psychological harm caused by everyday sexism and harassment. As psychologists, understand this experience are not just annoying, okay? They can cause significant psychological distress, anxiety, and trauma. Maaring ginagawang biruan lamang ito, pero dun sa tao, maaring tumanim ito sa isip, maaring makapagpababa ng kanyang self-esteem. So, kaya ginawa ng legally recognized as violation po ito. And mind you, pwede talagang makasuhan. Okay? I would like to share some stories with regards to this. For example, I know that there is one person na talagang, ano mo yun, he was being harassed. Okay, I'll use he. Okay? Kasi kahit din po kalalakihan, maaari ring magkaso ng ganito. He was being harassed, comments, lots of things. And in the end, talagang makakasuhan po yung mga nagsasabi nun kasi nakakapagpababa ng moral. Lalo na sa isang babae, 'di ba? Mostly females are experiencing this derogative, okay, or mga nakakabastos, sexist. Alam mo yung mga klaseng terms, pwede pong kasuhan. As long as you feel uncomfortable with regards to this. Okay? And the third one is the SOGI Equality Bill. Apparently, it's still a pending legislation. This was first filed in 2000. The sexual orientation, gender identity, gender expression, and sex characteristics, or the SOGI's C Equality Bill, which seeks to prohibit discrimination based on sexual orientation, gender identity, and gender expression. The House of Representatives approved the version in 2017, but it has yet to secure Senate approval. So okay na siya sa House of Representatives, but the Senate still look onto this. Wala pa rin siyang approval. So, despite over 25 years of advocacy, the LGBTQIA plus community in the Philippines remains vulnerable to discrimination and hate crimes. As a comprehensive anti-discrimination law at the national level has not yet been enacted. So, hanggat hindi ito nakakapasa, ang mga kapatid natin sa Rainbow Society ay makakaranas at hindi makakakuha ng sapat na hustisya sa mga pambabastos na kanilang nakakamit. So, isipin po ninyo ito, ha? As a psychology student, why is the passage of the SOGI Equality Bill important for the mental health and well-being of the LGBTQIA plus Filipinos? Kung ako po ang inyong tatanungin, malaki ang tulong nito dahil karamihan sa kanila ay naaapektuhan sa simpleng mga catcalling or mga pangbabastos sa salita. Minsan kahit sa rin sa mga gawa po, di ba? At how does the absence of such law affect your future practice as psychologists? Malaki ang magiging apekto po nito sa inyo. Kasi maraming pasyente ang nakakaranas nito na nandun sa side ng LGBTQIA+. Hanggat walang batas na magpoprotekta sa kanila, patuloy at patuloy ang mga pambabastos na kanilang makakamit di lamang sa salita, kundi sa physical, maging sa kanilang mentality. Okay? So guys, give me a few seconds, okay? Or give me at least 2 to 3 minutes. I'll get back to you. I'll just need to fix something here on my end, okay? A moment, please. All right. Thank you so much for patiently waiting, guys. So for the last part of our discussion, allow me to introduce to you the Philippine Commission on Women, or the PCW. So sila ang primary government agency na mandated to ensure the implementation of the Magna Carta of Women and other gender-related laws. Sila ang nagpo-formulate ng mga policies, issues guidelines on GAD, budget utilization, and monitors the localization of the MCW in local government units. Okay. So, I'll be uploading your group activity, which is entitled Case Law and Legal Analysis, na ipapasa nyo po by next meeting. Okay? Since ganito nga po ang ating setup for the meantime, so this activity would be passed up until next meeting, and this would be serving as your attendance as well. Okay? Dito ako magbabase. Alright? Also, I'll be uploading your assignment in here. Okay? So, today we have discussed gender and society as not just an academic exercise. It is grounded in a robust legal framework that affirms the dignity and equality of every person. As a psychology student, you're not just learning about human behavior in a vacuum. You're learning about behavior that is shaped by laws, policies, and social structures. The laws we discussed today, RA 9710, RA 9262, and RA 11313, are not just texts. They are tools for justice, healing, and social transformation. They are the legal recognition that discrimination, violence, and harassment are not just personal problems, but violation of rights that demand a response. As a future psychologist, you will be in a unique position to recognize when a client's distress is rooted in discrimination or violence. Validate their experience as legitimate harms, not just personal failings. Refer them to appropriate legal and support services, and advocate for policies and practices that promote gender equality and protect human rights. Guys, the law provides the framework. You provide the compassion, the expertise, and the commitment to justice. And with that, thank you so much sa pakikinig po sa ating short lecture. At naway magawa nyo ang inyong activity as well as the assignment.